Hello. Off to a grand start. Hello. This is Tarot Night Live. It's the last Thursday of the month, and that means free tarot readings. Stars will get you bumped to the top of the list because technically at that point you are a donating/paying customer. But donating stars allows you to choose how many you want to tandem read for you. So that could literally be everybody, including the people who are on camera. We'll get to them in just a second. And anybody out here. Also, free reads. Choose who you want to read you. If you have a specific mechanic, including our special guest, he is one, whether he wants to be or not.
I embrace the funk.
Do it. Do it. I am my father's child. So anybody that's here, you can ask for a reading, and we'll do our best for you. We try to keep these as lighthearted as possible. The cards say what the cards say, and we say what the cards want us to. So be prepared for that. It is an 18 plus show, so if you have kids watching, please don't. And aside from that, we'll get into a couple of announcements. One of the ones that we are currently going to release, we are going to be at Mama Ruby's Bazaar Bazaar in Bowling Green. It'll just be a couple of us that are out there. That way, if we are going to have a presence at the local gig, the Central Kentucky Market, we will be able to do both. But both events are on the same exact weekend. So we're going to attempt to split the difference and have a local team here and a couple of us out in Bowling Green for you guys.
And speaking of the mystical market, I will be there doing sound healing, so there will be a mechanic present. So stop by and see me.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, this is our representative.
Oh, there goes Mark. Anyway.
All jokes aside, come out, see who's here, see who's at Bowling Green. And you can also catch our special guest tonight. You can catch them out in Bowling Green as well. We're double dipping this month with Mr. Forsyth. He's going to be reading with us tonight. Say hi, Wes.
Hi, Wes.
That boy. But Mr. Wes Forsyth, Pop, as I call him. It started as a joke, and he unfortunately has me as a forced adoption. And but he does what he refers to as really bad tarot, which is fairly accurate tarot readings with a sarcastic and kind of upbeat twist at times. Usually with a lot of humor behind it, that way you can gut punch you and you can both laugh about it. But we're going to see what he's got going on with that, give you guys a little bit of a precursor, and you can always check him out at the local gig. But I believe this month he's going to be in Bowling Green with a couple of us.
Yes.
Doing his own booth. So you can catch him there. Any other announcements?
I don't think currently.
Okay.
The only big announcement is September 14th and the 21st. Miss Joanna Dickey is going to be here at the Missing Elements doing a training in a shamanic training and a drum
circle and a journey.
A drum circle journey. And that's going to be 12 to 1.
I think the paper's over there.
No, I lost the paper. It ran away.
Just let us know, guys, if you want to join. It's a cash donation. All of Joanna's stuff is awesome. Her journeys are spectacular, and they're really interesting with what you find. So if you are interested, just let us know, or you can always reach out to Joanna specifically as well. And stars aren't actually coming through here, so I'm gonna have to pull this up over here.
Next big thing, we are actually starting our 300 series classes while people are getting on the list. We're starting our 300 series classes, so specialized metaphysics classes and different understandings of practice. They are going to be taught by both mechanics and people who we vetted, so people that we trust, some of which you have been seeing this month, and people that we've talked to you guys about before or introduced you to before. But prices will vary depending on what it is that the person needs. But typically, it's not going to be much more than what we typically charge anyway. So
Jenny said you get her stars.
I did not. So thank you for letting me know, Jenny. I will definitely add you to the list. Just let me know what your question is and who you want to read you, if you want it to be everybody. And same thing for you, Rich.
But we'll be starting those. We'll have dates for you starting next week. So we'll get those started for you guys.
And one last thing, we will be guests on a podcast here on Facebook called the Paranormal Happy Hour on September 11th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
So tune into that. Also, we have been putting some of our previous podcasts and live streams that we've been on. We've been putting those up on the website, so you can catch some of those. We also post them here. So if you guys are interested, we do our best to make sure that you guys have access to that if you can't tune in at the time. Wes, do you have anything you want to plug? Hint.
Scarefest, October 18th through 20th. Bring a sandwich.
We'll also be at Scarefest, as we always are. We're going to be there in full force, hanging out with everybody, and it's one of the events we've been doing for almost a decade now, and feels like home. Chaos, dysfunction, drama, and a lot of love at the same time. So it's usually a weekend where we get to play too. So we always like to go out to Scarefest and promote it.
Wes, you have something else going on though too, don't you?
Do I?
Podcasting.
Well, yeah, but that's what I do. I have launched. Okay, since we're going to go full plug on it, I have launched some extra podcast to go along with my regular paid gig, Scarefest TV. Basically, on scarefestradio.com, you can find the 3 Appalachian witches doing Gussied Up Magic podcast. They've done 4 episodes. It's a subscription podcast, but it actually dropped the first public episode Monday. So if you want to go on the website and catch that Monday, if you don't know who they are 3 of the most hilarious, fun, and sometimes insightful women you will ever come across. On my own stuff, I do a Patreon project, patreon.com/ScarefestRadio. And from there, you can get all of my podcast work, including a new thing I've come up with called Scarefest TV Plus, where I get to delve into guests that are not Scarefest related necessarily. I do a lot of I'm doing some paranormal on there. I'm doing horror guests that basically, but when I get them on there, we try to talk about everything except horror movies. So
I love it. I love that.
But all that at scarefestradio.com. Scarefestradio.com.
Also, tomorrow night, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, you guys can catch Scarefest Television. They usually air it here on Facebook, as well as, is it scarefesttv.com now, or is it Scarefest?
No,
Radio?
I still kept, I like the irony of scarefestradio.com, and I'm tired of buying domains. So anyway, scarefestradio.com, you can watch it there. You can get it on YouTube. we're trying to get it back on Twitter, but Twitter changed where you have to have a professional account to stream live. So we bought a professional account and it keeps kicking it out. So I don't know what's going on there. And we do an Instagram feed. So if you follow Scarefest Weekend on Instagram, you can watch it there.
Awesome. All right, let's check some of these
I
comments.
was gonna say,
The one that really got me was Dina. Says the paper cups are suspicious.
It's just tea, Dina.
it's just
It's just tea, Dina.
I
Tyrese
can
been making
actually
his
vouch for
own.
that.
Yeah.
It is legitimately tea, actually.
And Linda Nelson, we're going to do our best for some of those 300 level classes to be virtual. Some of them we kind of can't do that just because of the level of in-depth that they go. But we're going to try and do as many of them hybrid as we can.
Most that we have on the books currently should be able to be done hybridized. There's a couple that I know that are going to be a little bit more difficult, but we could probably work something out. But we'll let you guys know as soon as we know.
And Wes, Barbara said that she loves all the additional content on the Patreon. She just needs to catch up.
She's one of my minions. Well, the project started all actually it started years back in 2020, just trying to have something to do during COVID other than sit here and watch TV. But then once after I had my heart attack over a year ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to revive the Patreon project. And it started out, it was just a diary of me, what I was doing to move past having a heart attack and training to run a 5K. Now, my original goal was to run a 5K this fall. I ran it last fall. So now my new goal is to run a 5K and actually not get passed by any baby strollers. I've met that goal one time. Now, one of them stayed out in front of me, so I haven't actually beaten baby strollers. But I did one race. I stayed ahead of them the entire race. So. And I think just for spite, I'm going to get, because here I am, I'm old, I still smoke cigars. I think next year I'll do a 10K.
Hey, do it. Fuck it.
Yeah. Wait, are you still doing the if you get so many people on Patreon, you're going to dress up for Scarefest and
Well, okay, here's the deal. I'm already I do Sleepaway Camp cosplay. Gino from Sleepaway Camp, if you know the movie, he's the guy playing baseball in the cutoff t-shirt. And by the way, great guy, Frank Saladino. Did an interview with him on scarefestradio.com. But okay, so it started off, I did the cosplay. And then I said, if I get 50 subscribers, I will do it with the cutoff t-shirt, which was an embarrassing moment in my life, incidentally, because it was this spring. I finally did reach 50 subscribers, and I was not in the best of shape coming out of winter. So that being said, I'm still not in the best of shape, but at Scarefest, that cosplay will make an appearance because I promised I would. But now, if between now and Scarefest, if I were to get 100 subscribers, I will also do it in a cutoff t-shirt and get a henna tramp stamp on my back.
Oh, buddy.
What's the Patreon, Wes?
Patreon.com/Scarefest Radio. Also linked, of course, at scarefestradio.com.
write that down.
Oh, we will figure that out, buddy.
And for the record,
Accepted.
for the record, the $1 a month subscriptions count, which by processing fees, I'm getting like 50 cents. But yes, for 25 cents a week, you can see me make a fool of myself.
I mean,
I have 4 different emails. That's $4 a month.
That counts. It counts.
It does. It counts. Subscribe.
Now, I will.
subscriptions.
I haven't even announced this on Patreon. Now, my $10 subscribers, that's what the top level, we actually have ordered our first order of Scarefest TV t-shirts.
Oh,
They are on
awesome.
order now, and all of my $10 subscribers will be getting a free Scarefest TV t-shirt.
Okay, there we go.
Incentive, y'all.
And Shannon.
All right, who we got first?
Well, I'll toss. Renee said, Jacoby said, shit, yeah, the mechanics of Mr. Forsyth. But Linda Nelson, I know you sent stars, and Rich, I know you sent stars. If y'all would like
And
a
Jenny
reading,
did too.
yes, Jenny actually told me who she wanted to read and her question.
Okay.
So, Rich and Linda, if you would like to have a reading done, I did get your stars, Linda. Just let me know in the comments who you would like to read you, if you would like all of the readers or not, and your question.
If you don't have a question, it's cool to say general. We just got to know a direction.
And if you just sent stars because you love us, we love you too. Thank you. First up, though, is Jenny, and Jenny asked for you, Wes. She said she's had a hard year so far. What does the rest of her year look like?
All right. Now, to explain a little bit, if you've never seen me read bad tarot, most tarot readers walk in with like one deck. I have on my desk currently 5.
Same.
So
One,
normally
5.
I would let, if I'm sitting with you, I actually let somebody, I let you pick the deck, in other words. Now, here's the catch.
Same.
I'm going to make it very, very clear that not only is this a free tarot reading, I've never done a tarot reading, a personal tarot reading over the internet. I've done tarot readings over the internet for more like a missing persons case, but I'm trying to think. I did do a few during COVID, but I've never done them in this type of setting. So with that being said, if it sucks, it sucks. Now, for the
Cherry
future,
popping daddies.
We popped a lot of cherries for you guys. You better love us, community of ours.
let's see. I think I'm drawn to this deck. This is called the Heaven and Earth Tarot.
Good.
Now,
Actually, that's suit.
the question was, now I'm going to change the way I'm going to answer your question a little bit, because what my cards want to do, we do not predict the future. What we try to do is lead you to the best future, the best outcome, as I like to say. So that was Jenny, if I remember.
Yes,
What
Jenny
advice
Dove.
and I want to ask my guides and spirits and angels and all those people that stand behind me and help me day to day. Jenny wants to know what advice we can give her to have the best outcome for the upcoming year, the rest of the year. There we go. That's how, by the way, I don't deal them. I just shuffle until bad hand-eye coordination leads to the outcome. Let's see here. I will show you the cards, but just remember, I do not know what these cards mean, according to the directions, which I don't even know fucking where they are either. But, so I go by the artwork. I go by what my spirit guides tell you. The first card that fell was, where's my camera? There it is. There it is. Was that one? Okay, I got a reading off that, and I'm gonna see if I got. Okay, the cards are telling me what is creating you're letting the chaos of the year get to you. It's not. I don't think it's. I don't if it's a lot of things or just a little things, but that's the problem. You need before you can have a good year, you have to find peace. You have to find peace, and that is based off of this card with a woman holding a bird. Now, beyond that, these two cards flipped over in the deck. And this is one of them I'm reading.
Excuse me.
And this is the one I'm working on right now. This one leads me to believe that you're worrying about money more than you need to. It doesn't say you'll have money. I'm not getting that message. It just tells me you're worrying about it. Worry about money less. And I'm going to ask you a question, Jenny, if I guess you're still in the chat room. Has someone that you are connected to closely had I'm going to go with the word accident, but it may just be a major health problem. But it feels more like an accident, but it may just be a major health problem. Is that something that you've had to deal with? Waiting for the answer. Waiting for the answer.
Jenny
Of course,
should be-
I can't forget. We were on a delay too. I know. I don't know why I'm surprised.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a delay.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and give you everybody a sneak peek. That question is based off of this card. I want to see why they gave me this card. This is really hard to do on the internet when you don't know what you're doing.
You're actually doing really well, man.
Well, but I'm just saying it's so much easier if you memorize what the cards mean. I have to interpret everything.
I love that shit.
I think maybe only one of us sitting at the table here maybe has memorized cards.
What's that?
Is she?
Jenny, you still there?
Just in case, I'm going to go ahead. Based on the question I asked, I'm going to say that this card, though, leads me to believe that the outcome of the situation, the medical situation, the accident situation, will be okay. So worry less about that. So there.
Tracy said shit. I can't remember what I went into the other room for.
Story of my life.
Hey, isn't that the truth?
And Linda just said that, yeah, when I play with cards, just go with the feelings and thoughts I get with them mostly. Same.
I mean, they're just a conduit. All right.
All right. So next up is Rich. He wants everyone to read. He did 10 stars.
Oh, well. All right, Wes, you're in this train with us.
He said that he is settling nicely into retirement. And how is the future forecast for continued happiness?
Oh, well, all right.
Be happy. I don't need a fucking deck of cards for that.
I mean,
I tell you what.
legit.
For this question, I am going to be reaching it. I have never read this deck before that I remember. It's called La Grande Circus and Sideshow. And I think the reason I never read it, it didn't fit in my little box that I carry around with me. But since I'm doing this from home, so that was Richard. Rich.
Yep.
That
He
is
wants to know.
Dina's husband.
All right.
Let's go flipping.
Let's see what we got.
Okay. It's just
Y'all go
fine.
ahead. I'm still trying to drop cards.
Oh, you're good, dude.
Raymond, if you've got them pulled though, you can start.
I mean, mine are jumping at me, literally just jumping straight out of the deck.
That was basically all of us.
Right?
Apparently, I'm the tame one.
I
Let's see.
actually used the Earth and Bone deck this time. It just seemed like it was the one that wanted to talk and play, so here we are. A lot of this is just reminding you to actually take the time to enjoy the freedom that you have now. And don't forget to take and enjoy that creative side that you have. It's definitely going to be a good outlet, because I know there's experiences, especially with people that retire, they don't know what to do with themselves anymore. So taking advantage of that creativity and enjoying that moment where you don't have to worry about going to work. You don't have to be here for so long or somewhere, and let it flow.
Well, he blew smoke up your ass. I'm going to tell you about the rectal cancer. My cards want me to tell you what you're going to find to be the biggest pain in the ass in the near future. You are actually, and this might not be a bad thing for you. I'm just gonna. It's just something that it's going to be more of a well, damn it, I'm retired now. I shouldn't have to deal with this. But you're going to have some home issues, and when I say home issues, I'm thinking like maybe wind damage or a leaky roof, something along those lines. That is based on this card and this card. And in the process of enjoying your retirement, stay away from the sweets. I think the cards are trying to say, because you're sitting around so much, you're going to not be careful about your diet, and you should. Because if you're retired, you're like me. You're not a young man. That's what I got.
Go ahead.
Basically, my cards are going along with what they're saying.
He just replaced leaking soffits.
So, since you're retiring, you're in the mindset of, okay, I got to get up, do this, this. Ease off the structure a little bit, but don't totally lose it. Keep structure in your life. I am being told that this is a time of learning. You need to open your mind and study a little bit of something other than what you already know, and be patient with it. And everything's going to come together. Because I'm like, I got a card here that's just nothing but like a rainbow. Have fun with it. And grow. But just keep yourself in a structure. Next.
Alrighty. So, it's generally, we're going in around here. It's generally the same. So we have the strength, the reciprocity, and the inverse of slow. this particular situation, it lends a little bit towards what everybody's been telling you already, but you're going to be relied on a little bit more than you have been. And what I mean by that is it's like my papa said before he passed. I did more work after I retired than I ever did while I was working. And it means that your family, your friends, people are going to be relying on you a little bit more than what they typically would, because now you have more quote unquote free time. I'm putting that in air quotes on purpose. This is a reminder to make sure that even though you're being relied on and people are coming to you to get some help with whether it's building things or financial advice or whatever it may be, it's talking about making sure that this particular exchange is reciprocated. Don't just do the work for people and wear yourself thin. Make sure that whether it's all right, but you owe me a beer, or all right, let's hang out for a little bit, or all right, that's cool, but you're going to have to give me, the same work later. Make sure that you are able to live a balance between being needed and allowing yourself to actually ask for what it is that you need as well. Next.
I literally got the same thing. I got the stillness card, the working bee card, and the Two of Pentacles.
Literally the same thing.
Literally the same 3 cards. Except I got a little bit more of an insight. It's just kind of a reminder that, yes, we have talked about making sure that reciprocity is a thing. Just remember that what actually makes you happy. Because if you have the answer to that question, then you don't have to worry about any of the rest of it. It'll all come and go as it's supposed to, because it's all intention based. And if people around you are doing the things and asking you for help because they're asking you out of love and you're doing things out of love, then you'll be happy no matter what you do.
When you do things for the right reasons, you never do without.
Hope that helps.
Woot.
Oh, woot.
I put in a message to Jenny. I haven't heard back. Hope she's okay.
Same. Next up, we have Linda Nelson. She would also like an all read. And she says she has a sort of question. And put that she's got some glitches in the move with family.
Okay.
So it's a sort of question. It's more so the topic, at least. Rich said, "You guys are good. You're dead on. I'm becoming a believer."
Couldn't we just pop a shirt? This is like a tarot read.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So Wes, you were involved in somebody's very first reading, or at least public reading. So it's a night of firsts. All right. So
Linda Nelson.
Linda Nelson is asking about family.
Okay. For this one, my cat tarot.
Right. Let's see. Linda Nelson, family. Yeah, we'll stick with the same deck. All right. And the way it works is whoever's got their cards first starts, and then we just go when people are ready.
And thanks for sending stars, Russell. I got you added to the list too. You and Terry both.
We got y'all. Just let us know who you would like to read. If it's an all read, and give us a direction. If you don't know, just say a general.
And Nelson, which is in the
Yeah. All right. We're using the old granddad deck for this one.
Once Upon a Time.
Fair enough. That'll do. All right.
Night, Rich.
Okay, Linda. I'm seeing the biggest problem in your family. Someone, I'm going to take it. The card's not speaking to me clearly. It's just kind of saying that somebody basically thinks they're better. Their shit don't stink, and they're better than everybody else. That's something you just got to deal with. There's no way around it. Now, the advice is someone in your immediate circle, your family, having aspirations towards, I'm going to call it the stage, but I don't know if it's singing, acting, or something, but something they're wanting to do in public. And I think one thing that will make the family experience better for you and for them is they actually need support. And finally, now this is, I don't know how else to read this. I'm wondering if, don't tell your family that you're getting tarot readings from free on the internet. I guess that's what it means. It's the fortune teller. But it doesn't feel positive to me. So that's what I got.
Okay. Next.
At least I got that part right.
You're getting it, man.
Yeah, but that wasn't the helpful part.
Linda, it's going to work out the way that it needs to. You've got a specific set of skills as far as how to deal with the issues that are currently going on with the move. Don't get lost in it. I say that because, so you got the Six of Wands. So I know it's all going to be okay. It's just going to be a rough ride. Especially because it's paired with the Freedom card. But what kind of got me, it's going to be a little rough for you. And I say that because you got the Eight of Pentacles and the Rest card. Ouch. But on the plus side, financially, it will end up the way that you need it to. Because you got the Knight of Pentacles and the Morrigan card. It's just going to take a pretty hefty, what feels kind of like a fuck no. And it feels like a little bit of a blow up that's going to end up being what you need it to be in the long run. And I've hit a wall. So next ease.
So this is talking about the obvious situation, but as far as advice, that's going to come here in a little bit. So we have the mystery card, followed by the dig card, followed by the inverse of bravery. So right now, it feels like there's no solid footing. Like there's no sure path. There's no direct way. Things are a little bit skewed as far as everybody being on the same page. But there's a reason. There's an apprehension. There's something that is in the way of people digging deep and going, okay, you know, we need to rally. We need to do this together. We need to be, you know, a unit, you know, an actual family. It feels like a separation, and not necessarily one from a good spot. It's similar to what Wes was bringing up, possibly what Pat was bringing up. Somebody literally going, "It's the me show," and it's leaving everybody else to wonder what they need to do with their hands, how they need to deal with the situation. In this particular case, do the best that you can do to be the best family member you can be, whether that is a mom, a sister, grandma, aunt, whatever this particular situation is called for. Be the best one that you can be, because at the end of it, that's all you can do. Trying to control a situation that is out of your hands is not going to do anything but literally destroy your mental health and eventually wear you down physically. It will work out the way that it needs to. It's just going to be, as was mentioned, it's going to be a rough ride. Next.
Well, my cards seem to be going right along with everybody else. Except my cards is saying that it ain't so much somebody being it's all about me situation. You're going to see their two faces. And you're going to start feeling like that everything is fragmented in your life. What you need to do is sit down, relax. I'm being told that you know how to handle this situation. You know what to do for this situation. Use your perception skills to basically read into what other people are telling you. But above all else, protect your boundaries. Protect your boundaries hard. And that everything should come out peaceful. Because the last card I got is this little lady laying down, dreaming in this nice, peaceful sleep. Just protect your boundaries.
And
Ray?
I don't have a thing. Nothing is coming from any of these decks.
fair enough. Alrighty.
So next up, we have Terry for an all read.
It's
So far,
we're chugging.
we're chugging. Yeah, Linda, absolutely. Hopefully, we were a little helpful for you. He said thank you. So Terry asked for an all read. Starting college and working full time. Am I going to find a flow to keep things balanced, or what?
Well, me, myself, personally, I would say no, but let's see what the cards say, because school, full-time job, school is hard.
Just ask my wife.
Yeah. So kudos to you for doing it.
All right. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba.
And of course, the oddball cruise is one to talk to her.
She said, thanks, Diary.
Okay, I'll go ahead.
Do it, sir.
My cards are not so much saying that you're going to be able to balance this, but your struggle is going to be pushing yourself through it. In other words, i.e., it's going to get worse before it gets better, I guess is a good way to put it. One card says that you have to forge ahead. You have to just, you're on the right path. Do it, but just understand that it is going to be a struggle. Your worst problem is you are going, it's not going to be time management or anything like that. You are just going to become physically tired, physically and mentally tired. And so you, that's what's going to make you feel like you can't do it. But overcome that. And the one thing that is going to help you through this is do not neglect having friends and a social life in the middle of this. I'm not saying go out and get drunk every night, but I'm saying don't let that aspect of your life fall by the wayside. You'll find that being around people will help you get through it.
Very good, very good, very good. Next.
Don't get discouraged, Terry, if it takes you a minute to find that group, because it might take you a minute to find it, but I mean, you're gonna fucking find it. And I know the semester is probably starting really soon if it hasn't already. Don't let, I don't know if you've seen A Cinderella Story, but the quote that keeps popping in my head is, don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. It's really important to, you fought for a long time to know who you are. Don't let that fall away now just because you're busy. Keep you alive. Keep you, you. You're a fighter, and don't forget that.
Very good, very good. Ray, you got anything?
Honestly, it's on about the same lines as everyone else. You know, I got the fire card. You know, it's going to get a little warm. It's going to be tough at first, but it's literally just saying don't give up. Keep looking for what you want. Keep moving forward. If this is what you want, then go for it. Don't, even without the balance, don't stop.
So I got the Conqueror, then Pride, and then the inverse of the King using my cats. So the big thing here is you're going to get exactly what it is that you want. And it's going to come through the hard work. And sometimes forceful isn't the word, but forceful is how it's going to be. there's going to be a little lack of finesse. There's going to be a tendency to want to put a square peg in a round hole. Yeah, it's going to fit. It's just not going to fit correctly. In those particular situations, be careful, especially when you start to get ahead, when things start to slow down, when things start to seem as though they're finding a little bit of an on-track balance here. Be careful of letting pride switch to ego. It's good to take pride in your accomplishments. It's not great to focus on how well you did. And what I mean by that is getting that real me and I, me, myself, and I kind of attitude towards it. This literal 3-card reading is all about what I've been talking about, which is hold your integrity. These are the things I want for the reasons that I want them, and go and do those things for the reason that you state, but remain humble while you do it, and you're not going to struggle. It's finding that particular balance with yourself, like everybody's been mentioning, that's going to be the bigger issue, not so much the juggling of the day-to-day.
My turn.
He
Okay, Terry. My cards are running basically along the same lines as everybody else's, but I am being told that the struggles right now, you're losing touch with your feminine energy. So spend time in the moon. I know you like being outside. So get out in the moon. Get in touch with your feminine energy. It may take a while. The spring card has shown up. So you're going to struggle till then. But then you're going to get one hell of a group going. But through all this, don't lose yourself.
fair.
Yeah, fair. Don't make new friends through classes. Don't forget about your old friends. See if you can combine the two together, but definitely do not lose yourself. Take time for you, especially in the moonlight.
Mhm.
I mean, be one of those weird people that just goes streaking across someone's farm field in the middle of the.
No,
In the
no,
middle
no.
of the
That's
night.
when you get into the mud.
Well, exactly. What are
Where
you
are you
doing in
going to
this
find
cornfield?
mud now?
We don't. Good point, Wes. We don't need any mud wrestling.
What are we doing in this cornfield?
Looking for mud.
Looking for mud.
No, I'm looking for children.
Oh, she's what the fuck? Perry said it's small. I don't see people in classes. It's online. That's okay. Because even if it's online, you still interact with people on discussion boards and things like that. Usually, at least, it depends on the classes. But
Yeah,
you
give
might be
it time.
surprised.
Give it time. You might make a couple of friends through online. Children of the corn.
Oh, okay. Jenny said, "Hey, thanks for the reading, Wes." All right. And so, guys, I know we've had a couple of new people pop in. We're doing readings tonight. You don't have to send anything. Stars do get first priority and the option for all reads. So if anyone would like a reading, please just let us know in the comments. Absolutely, Lisa. I know you said stars. Would you like all of us to read you or just a couple of specific people? And do you have a question? Just let me know in the comments and I'll get you added to our list.
Jenny, we did wind up getting your stars. So wanting to make sure that you know that we took care of you. Wes took care of you. And you can rewatch and catch his reading for you.
All right. Next up, we have Russell. He has an all read, and it's a general.
Y'all,
They've also we've all,
Wait.
it's been solid stars tonight.
thank you guys very much. Hey,
Thank
Wes,
you.
you need to do this more often.
All right. So Russell wants an all read, and it's a general.
Okay. For Russell. Scrawl.
Scrawl.
Scrawl it is.
Not the.
Russell gets the Ravens because they love to actually talk to Russell.
Dreams.
Hey, Russ, do me a favor, pick a number between 1 and 5. Please.
Okay. Alrighty, Lisa, I got you added. Russell Jones.
3. Thank you, sir.
And it is a general read, Mr. West. So whatever advice you get from your cards is what we go with. Whoever has theirs dealt first goes first, and we'll just go when everybody's got their cards.
Okay, Russell, not knowing anything about you, I pulled threw two cards out that have very strong feminine energy, but very polar opposite energy. So I don't know what that means other than to tell you that you're going to have women problems. I don't know if you're married, single, I don't know. I'm just going to give you a heads up. That's something you're going to be dealing with. Money looks promising. Excuse me. And I'm getting well, I'm gonna call it a travel card. But I'm not getting like maybe you're not taking enough like maybe you ought to think about actually when you on your next vacation getting out of Dodge. But the feminine cards came up first. That's the important part of my reading. Feminine cards, positive on the money, but you need to do a little traveling.
Travel's always good.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, he might be traveling in a couple of weeks, I think is what he told me.
Hell yeah.
I'm thinking my memory may not be serving me correct.
Yeah, he said in the chat. He said, yeah.
Hell
But
yes.
do it.
Next.
Ray, you got anything?
Go ahead, Terry.
I have to. Okay, Russ. Like Wes was saying, I'm not seeing a real issue with money.
Sure that what
Oops. I hit a button.
how dare you, Wes?
You're gonna have enough money to do what you need to do. But you need to stop hiding yourself. You need to step out of your comfort zone. You need to work more on you. Don't mean to be so blunt, but basically, my cards are saying get your head out of your ass. I'm not sure what's going on there. Stop hiding. Everything, you're feeling fragmented for some reason, but you've got it in you to grow and go further. You just got to step forward and do it. Don't hide and let people see the real you. Sorry for being so blunt.
Dude, that was probably the nicest reading any of us has given in a minute. Let's call it what it is. Okay. So there seems to be it's odd. It's almost like there's decisions being made that are being overplanned for, and there are things that are being done more to perpetuate current cycles. So what I mean by that is there's a lot of forethought, there's a lot of planning per se, but there's also a lack of direction in that. So I could do this, or I could do this, or I could go there, or I could do this, but there's no real set motion. There's no real direction that's been chosen. And because of that, there is a lack of change. Everything just seems the same day in and day out. One of the things that's needed, and this is where it kind of loops in to what everybody else has been talking about, is there's a need for you, as Tyree mentioned, and as Wes alluded to, there's a need for you to get out of comfort zones. Comfort zones are self-imposed defense mechanisms. Boundaries are things that you need to have in order to actually state who it is you are and be the person that you want and need to be. A comfort zone is a falsehood. It's a glass wall. Everything can still see you. Everything still knows exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, and why you're doing it. You just have the illusion of something that separates you. Be careful of mistaking the two. The interesting card that came up after this was the inverse of mythical. And in this particular deck, it's literally talking about the mundane. So there is a whole lot in your day-to-day life that you literally just go through the motions on. It's just well, I wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep. Wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep.
Yeah, he just said that he's stuck in a rut with work and need a change.
This is a situation, this road trip, I agree with Wes 100%. Do it. And be weird. And what I mean by that is be that weird fucking person that's like, you know what? I do weird shit and I talk about weird shit and I want to talk about and do weird shit regardless of whether people are around. Allow yourself to be yourself, dude. Like Tyree mentioned. It's a lot easier to do that than it is to hide behind the walls. And you're going to find that you're not as in a rut as you really think you are when you do that. Doors are going to open. Things are going to get easier for you.
So I got Justice, the Four of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Wands.
Jesus.
And the Two of Swords. Russell, I need you to know that you have a very beautiful soul and you don't have to choose someone else over yourself. You have a beautiful soul. The scales aren't tipped in one direction. They're actually balanced if you look at them. Don't let the illusion of the challenge that's in front of you distract you from what it is that you actually want. Make the decision and make the choice. And have fun on your road trip, buddy. It's going to be good. It's going to be needed. Don't be afraid to be weird. Don't be afraid to embrace yourself. Not just be yourself, embrace it. Let the scales balance, buddy. They're already there if you look up. Hope that helps a little bit. Raymond, you got anything? Okay.
It's a little bit of what everyone else has said. Sometimes we think we're alone in the world mainly because we choose to be alone in the world. And after a while, you start to think that that's the only thing that you know and can accept. You've got to let that go. Be the person who you actually are around people, and you'll have the right people come to you. And don't be afraid to let people in. You know, it's not just a pipe dream. It's really just, hey, here's who I am, like me or not. And a lot more people are going to like you than you think they are.
Awesome.
Hey, Russ, I will send you a message after the live tonight. We'll see if we can get something more started.
Okay. Cameron, just letting you know that the all reads are typically just stars, but we can do up to 2 if it's a non-stars reading.
Yep, we can do a free twofer.
And Lisa, I just saw your comment that you have a trip coming up with family that could be difficult. Do you want your reading on that one, or are you still wanting the no question reading? Just let us know in the comments. But you're up next.
And you're welcome, Russ.
Lisa Snyder.
Okay.
Whew.
Is this one a all read?
Mhm. This one's an all read.
Okay.
Okay.
Trip.
Family trip that could be coming up that could be difficult. This one is an all read.
Okie doke. Possible difficulty during family trip. Alrighty. Kitty cats it is.
Dark side.
I was in this thinking off a lot tonight.
Which kid?
Temperance. All right. Whoever's got the cards first can lead us off, and we'll go from there. All right.
Okay.
Let's focus.
I'm not sure about everything, but we're gonna go for it.
That
It
boy.
looks like this trip could start out on the rough side. It's gonna be, looks like it's gonna start out rough. But you've got the wisdom to try to keep everything calm. And I'm not sure what taking a chance. Doing discipline. I'm not sure what, but there's going to be some chances to work on discipline on yourself and try to get people in the family to work on discipline for themselves as well. And need to concentrate on communication. Communication is necessary, and everything's going to come full circle by the end of the trip. You'll find out what you need to know by the end of the trip.
I'm actually getting a lot of the same thing that Tyree is. I got the devil upright, high priestess reverse, justice reverse, magician, 2 of swords, 6 of swords, knight of swords in the world. So it's going to be rough starting out. But you have a choice that you can make when that arises, because you can either choose to let it hold you back and let it destroy the trip, which you have the tools to make sure that you don't let that happen, but it is completely up to you how you want to go about it. Because it either ends in a really rough battle for you and things that you don't want to deal with, past traumas coming back up to light and things that you thought you had previously healed from, or it's the end of a cycle. The choice is yours.
Let's see. I mean, we're keeping the train rolling. It's an interesting thing. Usually, I have to pull my cards. I'm not like everybody else, because in all honesty, I don't have the coordination to be able to shuffle like that. But cards usually don't pop out for me. One did for you, which is the balance card in this deck. It would be the equivalent of temperance in tarot decks. Basically, patience in all things, balance in all things. Not necessarily structure, but finding an equilibrium, right? Not necessarily a happy medium, but at least a compromise to situations. And it led to the 3-card pull. So we have the Vanguard, followed by the Trickster, and then the Navigator. So the Vanguard is talking about taking preemptive steps. Vanguard as far as wartime or in medieval times or even in certain like scouting ahead sort of situations, they are the precursor. So they go in and get things set up. They're the first ones on the ground. They're the ones that have the plan and start working on it before everybody else shows. This is talking about planning ahead and making sure that you have your shit together. If you have your shit together, when the Trickster, or in this particular deck's case, the Devil, when the situation of people airing other people's dirty laundry and, that tense kind of motion where, passive aggressiveness starts to be a thing, you can literally nip it. Okay, and I have planned for this. Fuck yourselves. We're going to go have fun. Which leads us to the Navigator, which in this deck, it's the equivalent of Star, which is hope. It is the guiding light. It's the situation that shows us that there is a way out. There's a silver lining. So it's pretty much the same as the first two. It's going to start rough, but if you actually plan ahead, you're thinking ahead. When the really rough moments happen, you're going to be able to breeze through them. And so is your family as a result. You're the one that's going to have to maintain balance for yourself. When we control our actions, we can control the flow of chaos around us. So keeping yourself calm, collected, and with it, it's going to diffuse the bomb before it goes off. Next.
Okay, I'm just gonna pile on to what Steve said. Actually, yeah. Not this card tells me you need to create a balance and go into everything he said. So I'm not even going to delve there. Now, the main cards that came to me though, this family trip is going to be uncomfortable because of one person, I believe. I think you have a conflict with a single. It's just one person, and they're probably an asshole. And the cards are telling me the solution to it is you practically have to shit rainbows. You have to be in a good mood to make them in a bad mood. Think about it as revenge, if you will. That's what I got.
I love that shit. Fuck you, I'm happy.
They're probably an asshole.
I mean, legit though, they probably are a fucking
Right?
asshole.
Raymond, you got anything else?
I didn't really get anything different. It was all about the same. Somebody's going to be a dick, and she's just going to have to nip it in the bud.
Fair enough. All right. So we got a couple more readings, guys.
Are we still doing?
Yes.
All right. All right. I didn't hear no bell. Who do we got?
Cameron Blue, Russell's and Stars. So they asked for a general and they asked for all read.
All right.
It Lisa said, "You are also wonderful. Thank you so very much." Absolutely. Just glad we could help.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's all about having fun, but hopefully, the lot of us can give you guys some advice or at least some confirmation. All right.
Cameron Blue.
Cameron Blue.
Meantime, I got the deck.
Well, what deck do you need?
No. Oh, I like being here at the shop.
Thanks, Russell. That's really sweet.
That's very kind of you.
Russell said rock stars, but a lot of you.
No. Thank you, sir.
And Carol Garcia. All right, Carol, I'm going to add you as our very last reading for the night. We do have another person that requested a general. That was a YouTube person, Avani. You'll be after Cameron if you're still in the comments when we finish Cameron's reading.
Okay.
And Carol, if you have a question for Wes, just let me know. And if not, it can just be a general read.
Okay. This one's for Avani, right? General.
This is actually for Cameron Blue.
Oh, Cameron Blue. But the question was
Just general.
General
Yep.
reading.
Yep. What you get is what you get.
What you get is what you get. Well, I mean, the cards came one way or the other. Okay. You spend way too much time overthinking and just tying yourself in knots. And to help you move forward, you need to step back and kind of I'm going to use the word organize things. Almost to the point of making it a project to get your thoughts lined out, to get your actions lined out, and create a path to go forward.
Ready?
Y'all are supposed to be nice.
No shit.
This is Cameron, right?
Cameron said, I'm overthinking about my new job, so that was spot on. That's another fuckload of swords. Raymond, you got anything?
I was muted. Sorry. Nothing that's making sense right now, so I'll let you all do.
So, Cameron, it looks like you're struggling kind of similar to what Wes said, but you're overthinking about specific things and you're trying to reach this center back of a nostalgic place, a place of love, and you're struggling to get there. And I say that because I pulled the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. And then in the middle, I have the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Cups.
That's a rough read.
That is rough as fuck. You need to remember to take care of yourself because you can't get back to the middle things, the nostalgia, the love for yourself and others, unless you rest and you stop trying to fight yourself to the point that you're borderline screaming like a Valkyrie ready for Valhalla. You don't have to be the edge of the sword all the time. And if you're wanting to get back to a place of happiness and nostalgia and love, you have to remember that not everybody is out to get you, and that includes yourself. I know this is a rough read, and I know that's probably really hard to hear, and I'm sorry for the delivery on that. Just remember that you have people that genuinely care about you around you, and they're trying to help you find that place of center again. They're just struggling to get through the outer layers of the raging storm of anxiety and overthinking that's going around you at the moment. Remember to ground and keep yourself centered for what you genuinely want and need versus what you are focused on at the moment, because those are two conflicting things. Remember that you are loved at all times, and that is freely given. When people tell you they love you, they mean it. Don't think they don't. Next.
Hard connect, did you?
A little bit.
So I used the Marvel deck, right? We were attempting to go a little bit whimsical here, and we kind of shit the bed with that idea. So the interesting thing with these oracle cards is they have phrases. You know, that's the big thing with them, as opposed to a word and an image. So hilarious name, but it is a literal dimension hopping dog, right? His name's Lockjaw. But his particular phrase is a good guard dog is hard to find. This card, especially when it leads out in readings for me, states that there is a fear of being alone. There needs to be some kind of external, another person, another like an animal, like an ESA, or it has to come from an external place. You have to feel safe because something else is there to hold you in place. And if it is a job concern,
Cameron commented a couple things if you want me to read it to you.
Yeah.
Cameron commented that actually it opens my eyes, and I'm in recovery for addiction, and I'm currently trying to work on myself but continue to wear my heart on my sleeve.
yeah.
I have abandonment issues, so thank you. It's spot on.
Okay.
Explain something.
Yeah. So, okay.
And good for you, Cameron.
Absolutely.
Good for you.
Congrats. So that explains, because I didn't want to out that. That's usually something that comes along with this particular card, is it's either trauma, and that's where we're going to leave that, or it usually comes in with addiction. Lockjaw, usually leading the charge, states those things, but that's none of my business to air. Good for you, honestly, for doing the thing. And if you want a reading, if you want a more in-depth reading offline, we'll give you one for free. We take recovery very seriously, so all you need to do is get with us. The next card we have is Storm, and it literally states release the thunder. At this particular point, we're talking about finding external validation. And in order to find that, we, as has been mentioned, we have to kind of calm the fuck down. There is a particular point where, you can't lash out at the world, and you specifically can't lash out at yourself. Once the lesson has been learned, once the mistake has been acknowledged and responsibility has been taken, there's not a reason to hold on to it. That aggressiveness, that full-blown, repetitive downward cycle. The next card we have is the Winter Soldier, and his phrase is literally, and I find this really awesome, is forever by your side. This particular card speaks to the fact that there are people in your corner that you don't expect would ever be there, that have had you and will have you. Whether they are alive or past, they are still right there with you, have been there through your worst moments, and are going to be there through your recovery. It's important, especially right now, for you to not so much focus on what other people believe you should be doing, but what you know is best for you. And finding yourself is a very important thing. Allow those that actually have your back to actually have your back. It's okay to break around those people and have a moment where you cry on someone's shoulder. And it's okay to ask for a hand up when you fall. Don't think that everything has to fall on your shoulders. The last card that we have here is the Runaways. And their particular card is, so what do we have left? What are we left with? I think is what the statement actually is. And this is the big question. This is the fork in the road. What is it that you're actually wanting out of your life? What is it that you actually want to be? What you actually want to do? The people that you actually want to have around? These are questions that you really need to ask yourself and start moving towards. You're going in the right direction. Focus on your recovery. Focus on what's necessary. Find you good, healthy outlets. Find you good, healthy friends. Do the damn thing, because you're already headed that way. It's okay to question. It's never okay to doubt. Next.
I guess that's me.
Raymond.
Okay. My cards are saying that decisions are going to be coming up. You know how to choose between the right and the wrong. You may have someone or something coming out of your path or out of the past to try to backtrack you. But like these other guys are saying, you've got people standing there by your side that will help you up. You've got to remember that you're your own hero as well. And decide what you, like Steve was saying, you got to decide what you want out of all of this. But I'm seeing a very fortuitous, because that's what the card says, because it was a fortune cookie card, which is now making me hungry. But it's good. Everything's going to be good. You're your own hero, and you have the strength and power within yourself to stand up for what you believe in and don't fall back. And like what Steve was saying, if you want
Any one of the
Yeah.
mechanics.
Yeah.
If you want a reading and you want an in-depth reading, all you have to do is message one of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
We take recovery very seriously. An effort should always be rewarded.
That I agree. I mean, if worst comes to worst, come to the shop and hang out with us.
Hey, fuck. Why not?
Yeah.
Ram-
Russ can get you here
yeah,
since we didn't plug the shop tonight.
yeah. Avani, that was not your reading. Your reading will be after this one completes. Raymond, do you have anything else to add for Cameron's reading? Because you're muted, and I think we might have lost Raymond, but that's okay. All right.
All right.
And Russ said I can bring him. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck. Let's go.
Getting ready to graduate my program and decisions are getting made, and I do have people who are helping me out with it. Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hell yes. Do your thing.
Do it.
He actually lives here in Lex.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Shops here in Lexington too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
1018 East New Circle, Suite 114. Come see us.
Yep.
Russ knows where it is. Pester his ass until he brings you. All right.
All right, excuse me. So, and I hope I'm saying the name correctly. Avani would like a general read from just anyone. We're not at the stars anymore.
Okay. So from anybody,
Yes,
I choose Forsyth.
Forsyth does have a reading directly after this.
I still choose Forsyth.
All right, general reading.
Yep.
You
General
realize
reading.
how- I never do general.
Hey, there's first time for everything. Glad to put you through your paces.
Well, it's not the first time. I'm just not as good at them.
Actually, tonight is the first time for everything
There's a first for a lot.
because the cards I was using on Cameron is a deck I bought in Canada. I've never used them before.
Awesome. Actually, there we fucking go. Alrighty.
Okay. Those two cards are popping up a lot tonight. The combination of these cards makes me think that the one thing you lack, or at least that maybe you don't lack, maybe you need to work on more, is focus. Focus towards your goals, focus towards whatever it is that you're seeking in life. And I feel like your focus needs to be fairly singular. You're putting emphasis somewhere else. Gosh, that's a stupid way of saying that. You're spreading, you're putting your energy into the wrong place now. You need to shift that and focus on what's really important to you and forge ahead. There. That's the way I'm going to word that.
Hell yes. Very good.
All right. Have a good night, Terry. Love you.
Love you, Terry.
Back it up, Terry.
What? Are you okay?
It's just what I thought I heard you say, and I'm not. No,
Fair enough.
ain't going there.
So, Wes, you got another reading in you?
Yeah, was that for Carol? I saw
Yep.
she asked for one. Okay.
Yep.
What does Carol want to know?
General.
All right. We're going to do one more general reading here.
Why
Oh,
not,
that
right?
card flew right out. That might be important. I better leave that there. Carol, this one is for you. That's okay, because the one thing I like about general readings, it seems like I always get one card that's like right on the money. And I'm convinced that's just my spirit guide's way of saying, make them pay attention, get their trust. Then you can tell them anything.
You have a good night, Cameron.
Come on, cards. Tell me something else. There we go.
Want some more? There's a couple of cups left.
Sure.
Ooh, evidently, I did good with this one.
You do good every time.
Well, maybe there's only one cup left.
That's fine.
Okay, Carol. What the cards are telling me is that there is someone young in your life. Now, I don't know if this is your child, grandchild. I have no idea. I don't know a thing about you. But there is a child that is lacking encouragement. Okay? They don't, and in today's society, I didn't get encouragement when I was a kid. But today's society, that's an important thing. So I think there's someone who but it's definitely someone younger that needs a lot more, and I'm going to use the word stroking. They need to feel more support than they're getting, Carol. I don't know why this card popped up again, though. I got that damn fortune teller card again. It doesn't feel as negative this time. Maybe it's saying you should get in touch with these people and actually get a real tarot card reading.
Fuck's sake.
Okay. First thing, this actually did finally pop into my head staring at this card long enough. The card is trying to tell me you've got better intuition than you give yourself credit for. Listen to your intuition more. Listen to the little voice in the back of your head, the little devil or angel sitting on your shoulder. You're not giving you're not giving your inner voice enough attention. So encourage a kid, listen to your guts.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking dig that.
All right. There was one other person that asked a little bit back. We were doing Cameron's reading and I didn't see the comment. But Katie McCowan, if you're still in the comments, let me know. Because I see that you asked for a career reading. So
Yep.
if you're still in the comments, let us know. One of us can read for you. But you will be our last read of the night, ma'am. If you are still in the comments. Awesome. Okay. Who would you like to read you, Katie?
Take your pick, madam.
You got Steve, Tyree, Pat, Raymond, and Wes. Surprise
Surprise
her.
me.
What is it?
Career.
Tyree's got you. While he's shuffling his cards, thank you guys for coming out. Thank Mr. Forsyth for being here. We're not dipping out immediately. We're going to give you a reading and hang out for just a couple more minutes, but wanted to go ahead and extend the thanks for you guys spending time with us on a Thursday evening. And we do this every Thursday. Last Thursday of every month is what I meant to say. All English here in a minute. And who knows? If Wes can put up with us for this long, he may do it again. So you might see Mr. Forsyth on another Terra Night Live.
Just remember, I'm a farmer. We might have to roll this time back, put a tighter deadline on it or something. By the way, I got more kudos in the chat room.
Yes.
That's what I said. Always one thing really accurate. So they buy the bullshit. That's what my spirit guides. That's the whole game plan.
Career, huh?
Yo. Yes, sir.
I just went brain dead. Katie?
Yes.
Okay, Katie, sorry. Are you thinking about changing careers?
Places.
Places of career. Okay. That's not part of the log. I am getting that you're coming up with some like really great ideals. You're being inspiring to people, but you need to protect your boundaries and protect your ideals. Don't let everybody know about your ideals. And whatever career this is, basically fits you like a glove. You know what you're doing, and you're inspiring to people, you're inspiring to people. You just need to protect what you know and don't tell everybody about it, because you could come across somebody who wants to take your ideals and make them their own. So protect your boundaries. The really cool card that I just drew is the moon. That looks like it has like a protective shield around it.
That's not a moon. It's a space station.
It's a trap.
But yeah. I'm also getting that you're not getting enough you time, or you're not doing enough you time, which will cause problems with your career, and you need to separate work from home. That's a big thing. You need you time. Take you time. Take you a bubble bath. So I'm being tough. Take a bubble bath. I'm hoping that helped.
Pretty solid advice. I think so.
Mhm. Alrighty.
Hopefully we were of service to you guys, those of you that got readings. Please let us know how Wes did. You know, it's all right. You can shit talk him. He doesn't care. All jokes aside, yeah, thanks Wes for being here. It was awesome.
Absolutely.
You know, it was really awesome of you to, especially last minute and short notice. Thanks for popping in with us and spending time. Again, where can they find you, Wes?
Scarefestradio.com.
And if you are interested in getting some really bad tarot, Wes is going to be hanging out with us in Bowling Green at the Bizarre Bazaar.
Yes, and I'll have a bar tab to pay when I'm there. So it's more important.
But as you guys have seen, it's with some wisecracks and some old man energy, but the readings are actually really accurate, and he does actually give a shit about what he says. Wes is one of our favorite people, and we always want to make sure that you guys have the best, and Wes is one of the best.
Oh,
That being said, we're going to have better announcements for you next week because it's going to be a new fucking month.
Woo!
We're also going to have different topics this coming month, as well as classes that are going to be starting this coming month. A lot of cool shit. We're getting close to the end of the year, so you guys get the more awesome shit because, you know, we've had all year to plan it.
Woo!
So stay tuned for that. And as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And remember that those that have the power to change themselves have the power to change the world around themselves. Love you.
Night, guys.
Thank you,
Love
guys.
you guys.
Not everyone.